Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you live from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada on the shores of the Pacific Ocean. I hope that everybody has had a great week, and I hope that you're all looking forward to a fantastic weekend. In this class, everyone, we are looking at the IELTS speaking section. Specifically, we are looking at speaking part 3, which is the last and final part of the speaking section. And these questions will be focusing on cleanliness and cleaning up, which to many of you will be no surprise, especially if you were in our live class yesterday, when we practiced speaking part 2 of the speaking section of the IELTS exam, which was a cue card. And that cue card topic was a big cleaning that you had done in the past. Now, in the IELTS, in the speaking part 3 is always related to the topic of speaking part 2. So that's why in these live classes, when we do the practice, we always do speaking part 2 followed by speaking part 3 with the related topic and the related questions. If you missed yesterday's class, it's not a problem. You can catch up later. You can check that video out. It's up on the channel in our past live streams, so you can take a look at that. Welcome, Carolina, our chat moderator. Good to see you in the class. Kalnai Nayak, Thui, Chayan Kip, nice to see Irani and more students joining in. That's fantastic. For everybody who is watching, this lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS success. Visit us there. For general IELTS, check us out at gieltshelp.com. Our websites are the backbone to our live lessons. We use our websites to interact with our students. We use the practice exams, the audio CDs. We reflect on the strategies. So if you like these live classes, I highly recommend joining our premium IELTS package on the website. It's kind of like getting the textbooks for these live classes. In fact, it's very much like getting the textbooks because you get the practice exams that we use in the live classes. So you click that big red Join Now button that's just above my head there. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. It does not cost a lot of money. We are an official IDP affiliate, British Council partner, IELTS Test Registration Center. I'm a certified British Council agent, so you are in very good hands learning for your IELTS exam with us. We help thousands of students every single day. And when you click Join Now, you can use this discount code PRACTICE9 for a 20% discount. PRACTICE9, sorry, not in the credit card section, right there, PRACTICE9. After you click Apply Coupon Code, click Continue, and then you'll save 20% on an already great deal. So there you go. Use the course each and every day. Use it for these live classes, and you will get the best score possible on your IELTS. For general IELTS, go to gieltshelp.com and again, click on this big red button there. It's just above my head. Students, we have apps for you as well, of course. The apps link to the websites, so you can go to your app store, get Academic IELTS Help, link it to aehelp.com, get General IELTS Help, link it to gieltshelp.com. Follow these live IELTS classes each week, get our latest vocabulary tips, grammar tips. Check us out on Instagram, IELTS_AEHelp for academic, GIELTS Help for general. And if you still have some questions after, you can send me an email to Adrian at aehelp.com. Ooh, let's try that again. Adrian at aehelp.com. You can send me an email there. Okay, our schedule right now, speaking part 3, and then we'll have no class Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. However, we will have an extra class next week. We will start with speaking part 1 on Wednesday, and then we'll have a task 2 writing class on Thursday, and then we'll have more classes on Friday and Saturday, kind of getting back and returning to our regularly scheduled classes. So again, to see this schedule, subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the notification button, the bell button, and then you will see our schedule in our community posts, and you will get notifications for upcoming live classes. You can also get the schedule through Instagram as well. So do that, and you're good to go. Okay, latest video release for HD. People who want to watch high quality speaking interviews, right there. I just put it into the chat, the link, so check that out at some point in time. Sunantha, nice to see you in the class. Nice to see our members coming into the class now as well. Let's get going with IELTS speaking part 3. So IELTS speaking part 3, everybody, very importantly, it's connected to speaking part 2. The cue card, okay. Connect your answers to what you said in part 2. I'm sure we have a few students watching that were in class yesterday. What was our answer for the cue card yesterday? So the cue card topic yesterday was a big cleaning that you had done in the past. What was our answer to this cue card? Just kind of give everybody a refresher here as we go into speaking part 3. Again, if you missed that, it's not the end of the world, and you can just imagine that you had a different answer as well when we're going through these questions, so it's not a big deal. Okay. So what was the response? Just a general idea. You don't have to give me all the details or the specifics, but what was the general answer? What kind of a cleaning did we do, or what was my example, I should say, because I know that a few students who chatted with me had a little bit of a different answer, which is great. Hopefully some of those students are with us today, so they'll be able to practice. Meanwhile, I see that Irani has scored well on the IELTS exam, which is fantastic. I'm trying to see that result there. Ooh, Irani, 7. Very good. Now I see it. Okay, yes, I see it, Irani. Congratulations. 7 is fantastic. That means you have good English skills. All right? You should be very proud of that. Irani, send me a testimonial when you get the chance. All right. Well, I'm not sure if some of you remember or not, but the answer yesterday was cleaning the home after a wedding celebration. Okay. No, Irani, it's all because of you. I was just here to help. You did all the hard lifting. I gave you the right advice, so good for you. Irani, send me an email to Adrian at aehelp.com, a testimonial if you can, please. I would love to get that. We love getting testimonials from our viewers and our students. Okay, so yesterday, part 2, speaking was a a big cleaning that we had done in the past, and I talked about a big cleaning that I did in my home after my cousin's wedding celebration. So I keep that in mind. We also had some other ideas in part 2 planning. So this is another very important tip for part 3 is remember the other ideas that you had for part 2. And yesterday, when we were discussing part 2, students came up with some really good ideas for when you do a big cleaning at home, like after New Year's or before New Year's, at the end of the school year, cleaning up the school, okay, cleaning the office. We had cleaning for selling the home. Okay, so we had some really good ideas presented yesterday for when we do a big cleaning. All right, so you want to remember those and you want to keep those in mind. You want to visualize those as you get into part 3, because what will happen is the examiner will stop you after your 2 minutes of speech in part 2. And they will say, okay, your time is up. Please put the note paper and the pencil to the side. And now we will continue with part 3. For this part, I will ask you some questions related to the topic of part 2. Let's talk about personal cleanliness. And when they say, I will ask you questions related to the topic of part 2, that should give you that signal that you need to use your ideas and information from part 2 to create more coherent and more connected speech. Okay? And then the examiner will get into it. So the examiner will say, why is it important to keep a clean home? Okay, and you can see that these questions are double. That's because there's always a follow-up. I'm going to break them for now. So give me a nice full sentence answer for this question. I'm going to give you feedback on your answers, students. I will talk strategy while looking at your answers. And then eventually we will do some chatting as well. So I will contact some students today and you will have a chance to practice these questions verbally with me. Okay, Anahita is giving us this answer here. Very good, Anahita. You are prepared and focused, ready to answer. That's exactly the way you should be in the IELTS exam. So I'm just grabbing Anahita's answer from the chat. Anahita says, the reason is that cleanliness is a section of healthiness. Therefore, people can stay healthy by having a clean home. Moreover, cleanliness is a part of our belief in our religion. Furthermore, home is... Okay, there's more coming. I can see it, Anahita. Yes, I can see that you are finishing the sentence here. Where people stay always, therefore they should always clean their house. Okay, Anahita, you've got some good ideas. We need to make a few corrections. We need to simplify this, okay? So practice always saying your answers in a simple, clear way. Try not to repeat the word clean, cleanliness, clean, clean, clean so much, right? You have cleanliness once here. You have cleanliness again here. You have clean again here. You have clean again here. All right, so you want to kind of simplify your answer in a way where we don't have so much redundancy, okay? That will make for more coherent language. All right, good. So let's fix this. First of all, Anahita, use the question in your answers, okay? So use the question in your answers, students. to give better answers. Okay. So Anahita, I would say the reason that cleanliness is vital. Okay. Vital is a nice way to say important. Okay. Especially because it includes the meaning of life. Okay. So the reason that cleanliness is vital is it maintains health. Okay, and then you say, therefore, people can stay healthy by having a clean home. That's just repeating what we already said, Anahita. So let's not repeat what we said. Stay away from repetition. That is my next piece of advice here. Do not repeat the same information, but instead give more detail. Okay? Do not repeat information in answers, but instead give more detail. Okay, so Anahita, and this is not just for Anahita, but it's for everybody else. Also, why? Why does cleanliness keep us healthy? So this is where you always want to think answer, explanation, example, and that's how you get those high band scores, like the band 8s and the band 9s. So how does cleanliness keep us healthy? Okay, so the reason that cleanliness is vital is that it maintains health. After cleaning the home, so let's not repeat cleaning again. So using soap and detergents, people can get rid of germs, bacteria, and other pathogens that cause illnesses like flu. Okay, moreover, cleanliness leads to happiness and comfort. I feel great. Oh, wait a second. Let's remember what we said in part 2. I felt great after cleaning up my home following my cousin's wedding. Okay. So Anahita, I've changed your answer slightly, a little bit, but for the better. So take a look at it now and see how it was transformed from a band 5 to a band 9. Okay. Greater clarity by removing repetition, giving more detail, and making connections to part 2. So here we go, students. This is speaking. So make sure to speak and repeat. Okay? I really want you to copy what I say. I want you to speak, repeat throughout the class, write down new vocabulary. Okay? This is for your learning. Do not just simply listen to me. Listening to me is a good start, but you really want to speak and repeat so that you maximize your learning, students. So here we go. Repeat after me. Why is it important to keep a clean home? The reason that cleanliness is vital is it maintains health. Using soap and detergents, people can get rid of germs, bacteria, and other pathogens that cause illnesses like flu. Okay. Moreover, cleanliness leads to happiness and comfort. I felt great after cleaning up my home following my cousin's wedding. Now, when you see new words like the word pathogens, some of you are probably like, what is a pathogen? Pathogen is any substance, foreign substance, which causes sickness. Okay, so that's a pathogen. Okay, like bacteria. Bacteria is a pathogen. Okay. All right. GSP says, I believe it is crucial to maintain a clean house because by doing this, house owners can prevent the presence of insects like mosquitoes and cockroaches, which could help family members to avoid unwanted diseases. In 2017, I had not been cleaning my room for months, and I got dengue because of that. Ooh, GSP, I hope that you're just making that up. Okay, I really do. But it's a good answer, great answer. Horrible idea, but great answer. Juliana says, I believe a clean home is important because it keeps it free from bacteria that are harmful to us. It is also hygienic and helps with our mental health. Yeah, hygienic is a very nice word, Juliana. Hygienic means clean and sanitized, free from bacteria and pathogens. Okay, so hygienic. Hygienic means cleanliness, basically. It's a fancy way to say nice and clean. Okay, it is hygienic. I'll give you an interesting collocation with hygienic. Here, check out this one. Oral hygiene. Okay, oral hygiene means keeping your mouth and teeth clean by brushing, rinsing, and flossing. Don't forget to floss. Okay, so that's called oral hygiene. So keeping the mouth clean, oral hygiene. Okay, some good words there. Okay, good words. All right. So you always have follow-up questions, okay? So if the first question is, why is it important to keep a clean home? The follow-up question to this could be, what is the best way to do this? Meaning, what is the best way to keep the home clean? So give me a nice full sentence answer to this question. So what is the best way to do this? Okay, imagine that the examiner is sitting there and the examiner says, why is it important to keep a clean home? And then you give your answer, and then the examiner says, what is the best way to do this? Okay, so give a nice full sentence answer. I'm going to do that, and then we will check out what you have, make a comparison. So, okay. There you go, hygienic with a Y. The most effective approach to keeping a tidy and hygienic home is by regularly spending time doing chores like mopping, washing, sweeping, and dusting. I make a point to clean my home at least once a week. In fact, I just did that. I cleaned my home top to bottom last Wednesday. All right, there's my smooth example. Makes it even better. So repeat after me. What is the best way to do this? The most effective approach to keeping a tidy and hygienic home is by regularly spending time doing chores like mopping, washing, sweeping, and dusting. I make a point to clean my home at least once a week. In fact, I just did that. I cleaned my home top to bottom last Wednesday. All right, make sure to practice repeating what I say. Jose has this answer for us. Right? Regular chores, everyone. Regular chores. Jose, I think you have a similar answer. Jose says, by creating a habit and cleaning periodically, the work won't accumulate and will live in a healthier environment. Okay, good answer, Jose. I'm wondering if there's a piece missing here. It seems like you're just giving me half of an answer. Jose, use the question, okay? The most effective method of keeping a clean home is by, okay? So use the question. Students, using the question builds your fluency, accuracy, and coherence score. So Jose, use the question, okay? What is the best way to do this? The most effective method of keeping a clean home is by creating a habit and cleaning periodically. The work won't accumulate. Not just the work, but the mess. Instead of the work, I would say the mess won't accumulate and will live in a healthier environment. Okay, good. Gunkai Ren has an answer for us. One of our longtime members. Nice to see you in the class, Gunkai Ren. Gunkai Ren says, it had better to do cleaning in a regular basis, like once a week. If one can keep a habit of doing this, it will become quite easy for keeping tidy and cleaning. Good ideas, Gunkai Ren. Little off on the grammar. Let's fix it. It is best to clean. Watch your gerunds and infinitives. It is best to clean on a regular basis, okay? The correct expression here, Gunkai Ren, is on a regular basis. Just repeat that after me, students. Clean on a regular basis, okay? Clean on a regular basis. Regular basis means it's a habit, okay? That's a collocation, regular basis. That means you have a pattern, a schedule of every Monday or Mondays and Fridays. It's called a regular basis. So you have a repetitive behavior, or as Jose said, a habit of cleaning, okay? So it is best to clean on a regular basis, like once a week. If one can keep a habit of doing this, it will become quite easy for keeping a tidy and clean home. Now, Gunkai Ren, to build more fluency scores and to get more scores for coherence, throw in a good example. I make a point to vacuum every Saturday morning. Okay, there, now you just got lexical resource marks for using the word vacuum, and you've got more fluency scores without going off topic or without going into too much detail. Okay, so just like that. All right. Okay, students, I think you're starting to get the idea, and that means we get to practice with each other. Here we go, everyone. So let me put on my ears, and now I will reach out to some of our viewers and take some volunteers for speaking, so that we can actually do this for real, right? Because typing is great. Doing some theory work in this way is fantastic. But the best way to improve is to actually speak and hear each other speak. So to volunteer for speaking, to talk to me, first of all, you need to go to our website, aehelp.com. That's because YouTube has text but does not have audio interaction. So we're going to create our own audio interaction by going to aehelp.com. You log into your My Student account. If you do not have a My Student account, you can create one for free. This does not cost money. So if you're like, oh no, I have to pay now, I'm going somewhere else, I'm flying to the moon. Don't fly to the moon. Stay here. You don't have to pay money to do this. It's free. So then you click on Student Partner Speaking. Make sure that your microphone and headset are working. It's best to use this system with the computer, students. Mobile phones are fantastic, but at the end of the day, they still are little tiny devices in your hand. So microphone, speakers enabled, and then send me a message. You will see me as a master in the list of students. Okay, let me show you what to do here. So we go to the website, aehelp.com. Okay, it will look like this when you first see it. Again, this is aehelp.com. And then you can join our premium IELTS package by clicking this big red button right there. Or you can create a free account, as I just said, by clicking the green Try Demo button that's right behind my head there. And then you can go into your My Student account. And in your My Student account, you will see lots of goodies like computer-based practice exams, an interactive course, paper-based exams that you can print, videos, audio CDs, tons more. And you'll see this button right here. Boom, that one. Okay. Student Partner Speaking, that's the one you want right there, that blue button. Okay. You can also book a full speaking interview with me. That's a paid service, of course. But for right now, we're going for that blue button, Student Partner Speaking. Click on it. Accept the terms. When you accept the terms, it means you are responsible for your speaking, your information. You're of legal age, and don't share personal information with others. Now, this system is set up for everybody to talk to other students in practice, and I can see we have Carlos, Harmony, Ephraim, Cicerani, Tina, Isulu. We've got lots of people. We have Juliana, Tanish, Amr, Jose. Lots more. Send a message to Master when you're in here. Okay, so Master, just say I want to volunteer, and then I can see that you want to volunteer, and I can interact with you. Okay, Juliana was very quick to start here, so let's see if Juliana is ready. Are you ready, Juliana? Juliana says yes. Okay, Juliana. Hello, Juliana. Can you hear me? It sounds like you picked up, but I cannot hear you. I'm not sure why. It could be that you might not have enabled your microphone. You're telling me it's delayed. It shouldn't be delayed. That means that you're hearing me through YouTube. You shouldn't be hearing me through YouTube. If you're using a mobile phone, this is where mobile phones can get tricky, because mobile phones sometimes cannot handle multiple sources with the same information, like running YouTube and running another piece of software. You're on a computer. Okay, so it should be working. Are you using a VPN? Have you made sure that you enabled the microphone on the browser and on the website? Okay, so Juliana, did you click allow microphone and allow? Yeah, you shouldn't hear me twice. You're hearing me twice. Okay, so if you hear me twice, that's a good sign. I can see what Juliana's typing, by the way. If you're hearing me twice, that's a good sign. It means that we are connected. I just don't hear you. So make sure that your microphone is set up. Your speakers are set up correctly, because you can hear me through the website and through but I can't hear you. Okay, I'm just gonna check my speaker here. Just give me a second. Yeah, but it should be fine. I mean, I heard the ring, so I should be able to hear you. Yeah. Okay, I think it's with your microphone. So you have to check your microphone settings in your computer. Oh, I just heard something. Yeah, now I can hear you, Juliana. Can you speak up a bit? It sounds like you're a little bit far.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you sound really far away.
Get the volume up.
Are you using a wireless headset?
No, it's not wireless. What about now?
Definitely getting better. So see, it was something with the microphone settings. What did you do? What did you change with the microphone?
I just put the volume up.
Oh, so you had your volume. Okay, that happens. Right, so you had the microphone volume down all the way. All right. Well, Juliana, I'm glad that I was able to help you troubleshoot that. Students, please, when you're testing this, then try to troubleshoot as much as possible beforehand. Juliana, well, we're great. We're connected now. May I ask, where are you calling from?
I'm in Australia, in Cairns. Actually, Cairns in Queensland, Australia.
Ooh, now you're really, really loud.
Sorry.
Okay, so you are in Australia. And where are you from originally?
I'm from Brazil.
From Brazil.
Yes.
Okay, Kent, Australia. How do you like Australia?
I love living here, and that's why I have to try and pass this exam, so for immigration purpose, so I can stay here.
Okay, great. Well, let me ask you some questions and give you some feedback so I can help you with that mission. How does that sound?
Sounds great. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about personal cleanliness. Why is it important to keep a clean home?
Well, I believe a clean home will keep your house free from germs and bacteria, and they can make you sick if you have too much of them around. Also, hygienic house will keep your mental health in place, because you get proud. You usually, not you, me. I'm usually proud of my house being clean, and I feel good staying here. And because it's the place where I spend most of my time,
What is the best way to do this?
I would say to have a routine. I live with my friends, so we have a schedule. So every week, actually twice a week, because one of us will do it once in every week. And we will clean the bathroom, we clean the bedroom, we clean the common areas, the kitchen, and we keep everything clean.
How
And
has technology changed the way people clean their homes?
nowadays there are many appliances and smart robots and that can help you clean. For example, the um, robot vacuums that can just you can just turn them on and they will clean the floor for you. They also just normal vacuums and
Is this always good?
sorry,
Is this always good?
having appliances that can do that for you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think it's always good because some people can get lazy and just sit on the couch while the machines do the work for them, and that can cause some, like, they won't do much activities or exercises.
Okay, I will stop there, Juliana. That was really good. Let me give you some feedback. So first of all, that would be about a band 7 to maybe 7.5. So 7 on the low end, 7.5 on the high end, which is pretty good. If you're going for immigration, getting a band 7 is pretty good. But of course, you want as high a score as possible. And I think you can get higher. Like, I think you can get a band 8, even an 8.5. Okay.
Actually, I don't know what happens to me because I did this test 4 times already, and the speaking section I got 8 twice, and I got 7.5 twice,
Yeah.
and I actually got worse. So I don't know what's happening to me. I think it's the stress.
I'm not surprised. So I was being strict on you, and I do that. So I said 7.75. So I got 2 of your marks, and you said 8. There is a way that you can improve. I can give you a couple of tips right away to make sure that you don't get under 8 the next time that you do this, and hopefully even higher, like 8.5. Okay. Wow, 4 times. Yeah, that's expensive
Yeah.
to do it that many times.
Yeah, no
Okay.
worries.
And it's annoying, right? You don't want to do it that many times. So, okay, let me give you some advice. So I asked you this question: why is it important to keep a clean home? And you gave me a good answer. It was similar to the practice sample answer that I gave with the help of Anahita's response. The first mistake that you want to fix, Juliana, is don't just keep talking. Okay. In good conversation, you should have a finish to your answers. So when I ask you a question, you need to answer it, explain it, maybe give an example, and then stop talking. Wait for the next question. Okay. The situation that happened again and again is that you just kept talking and you forced me, the examiner, into a pattern of interrupting you. Okay, so I kept interrupting you to get to the next question. And that's what examiners do. If they feel that the student just keeps talking and talking, then they simply just interrupt the student. That makes the conversation more awkward and confusing, and that can immediately drop your score by 1 band score. All right.
Oh,
So even just by changing that part of your technique, you can guarantee yourself a better band score. All right. The second piece of advice is avoid you. I think you realize that because you said you're proud, and then you're like, oh, wait a second, that's getting kind of weird. He's not proud. I'm proud. So yeah, it's always about you and people. In the speaking section, do not use you. It's me, my, I, people, individuals, business owners, cleaners, professionals, but it's never you. You should always avoid directly speaking to your examiner in the second person voice. Okay, so when you're practicing for your next exam, really focus on just not saying the word you at all. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then that way your answers will be a lot better, because when I'm not interrupting you and when you're not saying you, your ideas and the clarity and your vocabulary will all improve. And I have a feeling that you'll get as high as an 8.5. Okay. And we could really see that with this last question where I asked you, how has technology changed the way people clean their homes? And then you said nowadays there are many appliances and smart robots that can help you. Okay, this question is present perfect. How has technology? So if you're answering and stopping and waiting for the question, you're going to be able to identify that I just asked you a question in present perfect, and then you will be able to answer me in present perfect. You'll say nowadays gadgets and appliances have changed the way people clean a lot. It has become much more effortless with robot vacuum cleaners, dishwashers, and washing machines. Now I just throw my dirty laundry into the machine, and half an hour later it is clean, as where my grandmother would have spent hours scrubbing by hand. Okay, so I'm showing you a band 9 level answer of what that looks like. All right, and I will get you and everybody else who's watching to repeat this. Okay, so I'm going to say this one more time. Once I finish, you can repeat this answer just so you get this idea of answer, explain, example, stop, reflect the grammar of the question. Okay, are you okay? So just listen for now. Nowadays, appliances have changed the way people clean a lot. It has become much more effortless with robot vacuum cleaners, dishwashers, and washing machines. Now I just throw my dirty laundry into the machine. Half an hour later, it's clean. But my grandmother would have spent hours scrubbing by hand. Okay, how has technology changed the way people clean their homes?
I'll try to remember. I don't remember half of it. Nowadays, technology has helped. God.
Focus on content. Yeah, and I know because you turned off YouTube, right? I remember that now. Okay, one more time. Have changed the way people clean a lot.
Okay, nowadays technology have changed the way people clean a lot, and it's become more effortless. For example, with washing machines, where you can just put your clothes inside and leave them to wash, while many years ago, my grandmother would spend 3 hours washing them by hand.
Okay, very good. That was very good. The only one little, you didn't see me shake my head. I realized that. I was like shaking my head, but then I'm like, wait, she can't see me because she doesn't have YouTube. Was the you, okay? You work on getting rid of that you. You said you, don't curse on, we're live. It's all good. So really just focus on getting rid of you. Anytime you hear yourself say you, stop, and then...
Me.
Correct yourself, me, I. Just get your brain to switch over, okay?
Okay.
All right, Juliana, really good and lovely English. So I'm sure you'll do a great job. Just adjust your technique a little bit, and I have a feeling you'll get a band 8.5.
Well, I hope so. Thank you for your help.
Bye, Juliana.
Bye.
All right, and Juliana's in tomorrow. She's in Saturday. All right, let's see. Sarah, I know you tried to volunteer yesterday. Are you on a computer? Or are you still using the iPhone, which is, of course, a great phone. No complaints. All right. I just don't think it works as well with Apple.
Hello?
Hi, Sarah.
Hello, hey.
You are on a computer.
Yes.
See, works much better.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Sarah, and how is life in France?
In like France at all, France is so good, but I was so sick today. I just came back from the hospital and I opened the live when I was like in the car to attend this class.
Wow, that's
I'm
amazing.
dying for it.
Well, make sure to get enough rest and fluids in you. I hope you feel better. Do you know what it is? Was it like a bad flu or something?
No, actually, yesterday, I was trying like to clean my house, and I usually wear glasses, and I got like crushed by the door, so some pieces of my glasses entered in my eyes, and I wasn't able to open my eyes, so I had like to go to the hospital and like sleep there, so they can like stop my eye from bleeding
Oh
and like remove
my
the
goodness. Well,
yeah.
I hope your eye heals. That sounds so scary. And you're cleaning your home. I hope it wasn't because of these lessons, Sarah. That you're cleaning your home, and now you're back talking about cleaning your home. Jeez. All right. Well, I respect that you're studying hard, and I will help you to improve your English. So, are you ready to answer some questions?
Yes.
Okay. How has technology changed the way people clean their homes?
Technology has helped people to reduce the time that they need to clean their houses. So if we are talking like 10 years ago, people used to be using a normal broom to clean the ground, and it took the people around 20 minutes to finish that. Nowadays they can use vacuum or the small robots that they can finish the work in 5 minutes. Last week
Is this
I bought uh,
is this always
uh,
good?
it is always good. It is always good because there's some people that they are lazy and they don't clean their house all the time. So when the technology entered the way of cleaning, it kept the house more cleaned and more hygiene, which will let them stay away of bacteria. Last week.
If people want to protect the environment, what do they need to consider when cleaning their homes?
To protect, if people want to protect the environment,
Sarah, are you still there? I think I might have lost Sarah for some reason. Sounds like the connection just suddenly ended. If people want to protect the environment, it was a good start. Let me see what happened. Dropped calls are pretty rare, but Sarah, I don't hear you suddenly. Did you unplug yourself from the computer? Maybe? I don't know. Sarah, I'm going to hang up and then check what happened on your end. I don't think I unplugged myself. Let me just check. Nope. Yeah, definitely don't hear you though. Okay, Sarah, I'm going to hang up and then maybe try to message me. Let me know what happened, okay? But I'm going to start giving you some feedback here. Your answers are getting better and better, so your English is definitely improving, Sarah. Sarah's answers were quite good, so she realized from the previous advice that when you have present perfect, you want to answer in present perfect. So the question was, how has technology changed the way people clean their homes? And Sarah said, technology has helped people to reduce the time to clean their houses. That was really good. Very clear answer. Reduce the time. Yeah, it's time saving. Reduce the time equals time saving. Okay. Then she said, if we are talking like 10 years ago, if we are talking is a little bit of a strange lead in for me, but it's not bad. Like 10 years ago, people used a normal broom to clean the ground. Nowadays, we don't say ground, Sarah. The correct word is floor. Okay. So you don't clean the ground, you clean the floor. Okay. So to clean the floor nowadays, they can use a small vacuum cleaner. That was good. So you answered, explained, and then you stopped, and you realized I still gave you more time, so you started speaking again, but actually I was just looking for the next question. So it was good that you stopped, and then I was looking for the next question. And you realize that, it's good to include an example. So you went for that example a couple of times, and that's great. Just make sure that you don't pause for too long before you give the example, because then the examiner will think that you're finished and they go to the next question, and then it's an awkward interruption. So if you give an example, Sarah, then make sure to make it smooth and connect it so there's no awkward pause or break, so the examiner doesn't interrupt you. I asked you if it's always good. You said it's always good because there are people that are lazy and don't clean their homes enough. Don't use the word cause. Try to use because. It's clear. It's more pronounced. It's a clear connection. So it is always good because there are some people. Watch your plural be verb. Okay, there are some people that are lazy and don't clean their homes enough. Okay, and good, you took one side. You didn't say it's bad, you said it's good, but you didn't say it depends. So that was good, you took a side. You said, yeah, it's always good. Okay, excellent. All right, let's take some more volunteers. I want to see if, so I'm not sure what happened to you, Sarah. Did you disconnect? Let me just give you a quick message here. Okay. We'll figure out what happened to Sarah here. Maybe her computer was on batteries and died. Needed to charge. Who knows? I don't know. Anyhow, Sarah, get well soon. It's really scary that happened to you. I hope that you have a quick recovery, and I saw a lot of people empathize with you as well and wish you a good recovery. So I hope that you feel better soon. Okay, let's try another student. So we have Vilay Shuk. Vilay Shuk, let's see if you're ready. I'm just kind of randomly taking students. I see Kurlus, Harmony, Ephraim as well. Hang in there, students. We've got lots of time, so I've got time for several more volunteers in today's class. Okay. Vilay Shuk, if you're there, give me a sign. Let me know that you haven't left for sleep or coffee or food, something like that. Oh, Sarah, I see you in the chat. That's a good sign. It means that you're back in the game. Not sure what happened there. Okay, Vilay Shuk, I don't see you there, so let's try Kurlus. Kurlus, are you ready? Okay, hang in there, students, if you can. If you don't have to rush off to do something else, just hang in there. All right, there's Kurlus. Hello, Carlos. I hear that you picked up, but I'm not hearing your voice. And again, I'm not sure what that could be. You have to troubleshoot on your end. You have to make sure that your microphone speaker is set up properly. You have to make sure that your device is able to handle multiple applications using audio, especially if you're running YouTube. So, Carlos, check it out on your end and then try again. All right. Ephraim at the top of our list. Let's try that. Harmony, I see you there as well. Don't worry. Okay. Again, students, if it's your first time to the website, first time using this interface, I highly recommend trying it with another student. So just like how you're sending me a message, you can send a message to another student and say, hi, can we try an IELTS question just to make sure that everything is working for us. And then I'm sure the other person will say, yeah, let's ask each other just a question like, can I see your passport? Okay, or do you work or study? You can try just a simple question. All right, Ephraim.
Hello.
Hi, Ephraim.
Hello, how are you?
I am doing fantastic. Ephraim, can
Hello.
you mute
Hi, Ephraim.
YouTube? Just click
Hello,
the
how are you?
speaker on YouTube so we don't get the double audio.
Okay, I've closed it.
Awesome. That works too. Okay, Ephraim. I'm doing good, thank you. Ephraim, can I ask, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ethiopia, if you know Ethiopia.
Of course. Yes, in Africa.
Yeah, of course.
All right. And Ephraim, why are you taking the IELTS exam?
The reason why I want to take is I want to go abroad for my PhD degree, so I'm just having my result and I will continue my career future.
May I ask, what is the focus of your PhD?
Actually, I want to focus on PhD by research uh, related to maternal health because I'm from medical science student.
Okay, so it's biomedical and sorry, did I catch that correctly? Maternal hens?
Yeah, maternal health.
Okay, all right, interesting, interesting. Okay, well, let me help you. That is a valiant goal and effort. So I'm going to do my best to help you get there because it sounds like you have a great contribution to make to humanity, and we want you to do that. So, are you ready to answer some questions?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Okay, let's talk about cleaning. If people want to protect the environment, what do they need to consider when cleaning their homes?
They have to consider a lot of things, especially. Uh, I just can you hear me?
Yes.
They have to consider a lot of things because when we clean our compound or our house, maybe we can make a lot of damage to species, especially plants and also another animals. So we have to take care of that. And also the other one is we need to take care of our health. We need to have a safety precaution for ourselves. Sometimes there is some kind of um, like sharp materials, so they can make some damage to our hand or our foot.
Let's talk about community cleanup. How can society ensure that their community is kept clean?
Well, there should have to be some monitoring and evaluation mechanism in the society. Especially the government should have to be responsible for organizing any organization who can control and who can check whether the community is using cleaning or not.
Can you give details?
Yeah, of course. Sometimes, if there is organization, as I've already mentioned, who can responsible for the community to check, to evaluate how they are cleaning their environment. It is so good because people nowadays afraid responsibility, taking responsibility. But if they take responsibility, they can do their best. That is impeccable for me.
Okay, I'm going to stop there and give you some feedback. First of all, I think you have great English so you have good fluency, good vocabulary, great pronunciation. I think you have a lot of words in your head as well. However, your answers are confusing. So it's really hard for me to score you. And I think that on the high end, an examiner might give you a 7.75. On the low end, they might give you a score as low as 5.5. Which kind of sounds like a shock, like a 5.5, what? So if you're unlucky, you'll get a 5.5. If you're lucky, you'll get a 7. That's because of the coherence. I'm not exactly sure if you're answering the question that I'm asking you. Okay, so you really have to just focus on simplicity. Okay, that's what you need to practice when you're doing these questions. Really simplify. Remember, this is IELTS. It's not your PhD dissertation. You do not have to think so hard and so detailed on the best answer. When I asked you if people want to protect the environment, what do they need to consider when cleaning their homes? You said they have to consider a lot of things. Avoid the word things altogether. Okay, so don't use the word things. Okay, the reason why is things has no meaning for your listener or your reader in writing. Okay, so you should not use things in the IELTS. So do not use the word things. And as I said to Juliana earlier, or you in the IELTS. You shouldn't use it in your writing or speaking. All right. So avoid that completely. They have to consider a lot of important points. Okay, just sounds so much better than saying things. So they have to consider a lot of important points. Especially they have to, okay, let's clean that up because you doubled up on that. And then you said because when they clean their compound or house, or our compound or house, we can make damage to a lot of species. How can we damage a lot of species, or not damage, but hurt? So how can we hurt a lot of plants and animals when we clean our house?
Okay. May I come, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I didn't catch the question quietly. I don't know. I didn't understand it. That's why I just give a random answer for my question. So I feel like you were asking me about what we have to consider when we clean our home or our compound, like about safety. How
No.
just we have to make.
So here's the trick, Ephraim. If you're not sure about the question, with your level of English, you need to ask them to repeat it. So you just need to say, sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you repeat that question? Because with your English, when you say that to me, I know it's probably because you were nervous or stressed out and you didn't catch the question. So I have no problem. The examiner usually, when you ask them politely, I didn't catch that, can you please repeat the question? They will usually repeat the question. They're allowed to repeat questions. They just can't paraphrase the question. Okay? So never ever just randomly answer a question. That's a sure way to get a low score. Okay? So because the beginning it sounded like you kind of understood the question. So they have to consider a lot of important points, especially because when people, let's avoid the word we, when people clean their homes or their houses, they can hurt a lot of animals or plants by using toxic detergents.
Yeah, sure.
Right? So they should pay attention to using environmentally friendly chemicals. Okay? All right. So I'm going to repeat this and then just copy after me. Are you ready?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so here we go. They have to consider a lot of important points, especially because when people clean their homes, they can hurt a lot of animals or plants by using toxic detergents. So they should pay attention to using environmentally friendly products. Go ahead.
They have to consider a lot of important points, especially because when people clean their houses, they can hurt a lot of animals or plants by using toxic detergents. So they should pay attention to using environmentally friendly products.
Yeah. So that would be a band 9 level answer with the right vocabulary and the right content. So Ephraim, for you, very important. Simple answers, okay? If you don't catch the question, if you're nervous, just ask them to repeat it. You have very good English. You should be getting a band 8. And because you are planning to do PhD studies, your goal should be a band 8, and you should be able to get that, okay? So make sure you use the right strategy and be confident. You have good English, okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for volunteering, and I wish you the best with your goal. It sounds like I said, a very good life goal. So all the best of luck with that. Bye for now, Ephraim.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, that was Ephraim from Ethiopia. That was great. Give him a thumbs up. Yeah, I think he was a bit nervous for that first question, and maybe that's why it was a little bit tricky to catch it. Harmony, if you hung in there, are you still there? Are you ready? Okay, now I'm getting lots of volunteers. I can just hear them pinging away in my ears. We've got time for a few more, so hang in there. Harmony, good.
Hello.
Hi, Harmony.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Awesome. Harmony, may I ask, where are you calling from?
Well, I'm from Vietnam.
From Vietnam. We've got quite a few students in Vietnam, and I guess that's because in Vietnam a lot of universities need the IELTS exam now.
Yes, exactly.
Right, yeah, so that makes for a lot of students studying, which is very smart, by the way. I think the Vietnamese government is very smart, and the universities are very smart for doing that. So what part of Vietnam?
I live in the south of Vietnam.
In the south part, yeah. Vietnam is a very long country, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, let me help you with your further studies and your goals. Are you ready to answer a couple of questions?
Yes, of course, sir.
All right, so let's talk about community cleanup. How can society ensure that their community is kept clean?
Well, they can use some environment related campaigns, or they want to remind the neighborhood to keep clean in their homes, or they also use some regulation to raise the people awareness.
Can you give details?
Such as for the educationally disadvantaged area, they might have no the awareness to keep their home clean. So our communities should raise their awareness by offering some money to help them plant some trees, and also do some charities to help the environment better.
What government rules can help keep neighborhoods clean?
Well, the national government should propose some stringent prohibition, or some to raise the awareness to keep the people always protecting the environment. So I think people might follow these rules, and they might recently do the regulation, and they might not keep the environment better.
How can these rules be enforced?
Yes, certainly. The rules should be mandatory, and people might have more awareness or consciousness to defend their habitats, and also despite due to the stringent of the regulation of the government, people should might follow the brochure of the government.
What are the consequences of a dirty neighborhood?
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you repeat, please?
What are the consequences of a dirty neighborhood?
Well, a dirty neighborhood might lead to many negative impacts. First of all, the people health might be affected and leads to some disease such as flu, and also the other neighborhoods might impact too, because they're dirty or harm might, or they might take the rubbish out and like have a negative impact on the next neighborhood.
That is the end of part 3. That concludes the speaking section of the exam. You will have your score in 2 days online and your official certificate in the mail in 10 days. Goodbye.
Yes.
Harmony, don't go anywhere. Harmony, that was really good. So first of all, I think that your English comprehension is fantastic. These are the most difficult questions, okay? The way the speaking section works is the last questions are the most difficult questions. So when a candidate is doing a good job in the speaking section, if they're a band 7, 8, 9, then the examiner has time to cover some more challenging questions. That's because they're testing for those highest levels. So they're testing for level 8, level 9. And to test for level 8, level 9, they have to ask some challenging questions that require challenging answers. Good job. You understood these, and I loved how you were patient, you were focused, you were confident. I could really feel that, okay, you're here to do a job, you're here to answer these questions. This last question, when you weren't clear, you just stopped and you said, sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you repeat it? Sure, no problem. We have time for it. I repeated the question, and then you used the question. You said, well, a dirty neighborhood might lead to many negative impacts. Good. You're using the question. You're leading into your answer. It's a very good strategy. And then you explained that it can lead to illness such as flu. And then you told me that it could lead to other negative impacts like making the surrounding neighborhoods dirty as well. So that was good. Okay. Really enunciate. So some of your words, when you're pronouncing them, they're a little bit off. Most of the words that you're speaking are quite clear, but some of them are a little bit off. So always try to identify those words where you have a bit of an awkward pronunciation, and then figure out how to pronounce them more accurately, and then practice saying them 2-3 times really nice and loud. So really enunciate those words. Okay. Mispronouncing 1 or 2 key words can make comprehension a little bit difficult, and that's why it can lower your score. I think that you would easily score a band 7 for your speaking, okay? Because I think overall you have very good vocabulary, a very good grammar, and very good content. So you're giving good ideas.
Yes, thanks, teacher.
You're welcome. It's all you. It's not really me. I'm just giving you feedback. So I said, what government rules can help keep neighborhoods clean? You said, well, national governments should have a stringent prohibition on garbage, and they should raise awareness. Keep your answers simple, okay? And this is advice for everybody who's watching. I often find that people overcomplicate their answers. So what government rules can help keep neighborhoods clean? Well, national authorities must mandate that people recycle and put garbage into bins. They should not allow people to throw garbage on the street, because that leads to pollution. In Vietnam, if I throw garbage on the street and a police officer sees me, how much dong will I get fined?
Yes.
So how much do I have to pay if I just throw garbage like a chocolate wrapper on the street? If a policeman sees me, how much do I have to pay them or pay the government?
Or we have to pay the money or some rewards.
And how much? Do you know how much it costs? What is the fine?
To fight, we should fight like more than like to fit their salaries, and also like enough to be the satisfaction for the people.
Use a number here, Harmony. So, what is the littering fine in Vietnam? Here in British Columbia, where I live, it's anywhere from $500 to $10,000 if I throw garbage on the street or into nature. So, how much is it in Vietnam?
Well, it might cost from, well, I actually don't know, but I guess it might 300,000 dong.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's like that. Yeah, so those numbers can really help clarity, right? And it's called a littering fine. So littering is when we throw garbage just on the street or into the environment, and it's called littering. I'm going to repeat this answer and then just copy after me. And this is for everybody who's watching. You can copy this answer. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So what government rules can help neighborhood state, or sorry, that was for a different answer. It was, what can governments do? Okay, so anyway, here's the answer. Well, national authorities must mandate that people recycle and put garbage into bins. They should not allow people to throw garbage on the street because that leads to pollution. In Vietnam, littering fines cost around 300,000 dong. So what government rules can help keep neighborhoods clean?
Well, national authorities must mandate that people recycle and put garbage into bins. They should not allow people to throw garbage on the street because that leads to the pollution. In Vietnam, littering fines cost around 300,000 dong.
Good. So that would be considered a band 9 level answer. And it's simple, right? So you have this information in your head. You just have to simplify your thoughts, right? When you're in the IELTS, it's kind of like you have to think about the examiner like an alien. So they're really smart. They come from another planet, but they don't know what you know. So it's like you're explaining to them the world. It's like explaining the world to a very, very smart child. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So practice that when you're practicing your answers. Think about, okay, if I were talking to like a kid genius who is really smart but just doesn't know the world, how would I say this in a very simple way? What are rules that governments implement to help keep society clean, right? Okay, keep up the practice, Harmony. I think that you're doing great, and I can tell that you study really hard because you have really good vocabulary. So keep it up, and I'm sure the sky is the limit. You're going to be an amazing part of society as you grow older.
Yes, thanks, sir. Meeting you is my pleasure.
Thank you. Bye, Harmony.
Thank you. Bye, teacher.
Okay, that was Harmony. Very studious, I'm sure. All right, let's take one more. So let's see if Isulu is ready. Are you ready, Isulu? Okay, so some very good students here today. Isulu, yes. Okay. right, Isulu, I'm calling you, but I'm not hearing anything. Now I hear that you picked up. Isulu, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
I can hear you. There you go. There we are. Isulu, good to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you too.
Isulu, may I ask, where are you in the world right now?
I'm in Kazakhstan, in Aktau.
In Kazakhstan, in Aktau. And why are you doing the IELTS exam?
For my dream future. Yeah.
What is your dream future? You can't just tell me something like that and not tell me what your dream future is. It's like, it's for my dream job.
Well, to build, first of all, to apply for my dream university and then live abroad with good quality of life, to I really believe that English can ensure the good community, and I can learn dozens of information and data, reading from articles.
Absolutely. The world works in English. The world chose English as its international language, and your thinking is right. If a person does not fluently or effectively speak English, then having a good high quality of living, it's not impossible, but it definitely becomes a lot more challenging. So English opens a lot of doors. There's no doubt about that. An interesting fact, a lot of people don't know, 95% of all the money in the world changes hands using English. 95%. So 5% of the money in the world changes hands using other languages. 95%. All in English, and that's because all of the big deals, like the multi-billion-dollar deals, they go down in English. So yes, your thinking is right, and I will help you with this. So let's get into it. Are you ready to answer a few questions?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about community cleanup. How can society ensure that their community is kept clean?
I think that the most efficient method for society to remain their community hygienic and clean is that doing steps locally. Once you're able to keep your own home neat and tidy, you can take the extra effort to work in beautifying your town with friends and neighbors. An organized cleanup effort and some good follow-up work can make a nicer world for everyone to live in. For example, adding plants, maintaining your sidewalks, and so on.
What government rules can help keep neighborhoods clean?
I think the government legislations that can ensure neighborhood to be clean and green is that local government officials should establish regular community improvement activities and support and promote volunteer efforts. I think they should implement some garbage burning prohibitions, because litter on fire is one of the terrible and massive threats to the environment.
How can these rules be enforced?
From my point of view, starting doing this locally and then promoting this sustainable lifestyle can be a efficient way to be this rule enforced and done.
What are the consequences of a dirty neighborhood?
Well, dirty surrounding can lead to your affecting your physical health, and a disinvested neighborhood will also impact your mental health. Studies have shown that living in a cluttered area leads to anxiety, depression, a lack of control, and feeling overwhelmed. For example, when I spent a day in a messy room, at the end of the day, I feel really down.
Okay, that is the end of part 3. That concludes the speaking section of the IELTS exam. You will have your mark in 2 days online and your official certificate in the mail in about 10 days. Goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.
Okay, good. Yeah, and that's what you want to do. You want to say thank you, goodbye. So nice and confidently, politely say goodbye to the examiner, right? So say thank you, goodbye, have a nice day, and then get up and go. So you should, you know, in the IELTS exam, you want to be confident from the time that you walk into the room until the time that you walk out of the room. Or if you're doing the computer-based exam, from the time you turn on your computer to the time that you turn off your computer, you should feel confident, okay? So confidence should come even before you sit down and sit face-to-face or look at the examiner's face, okay? All right, your band score would be a 7.5 on the low end, band 8 on the high end, maybe even a band 8.5. So you've got a pretty good range, but it's definitely in that 7.5 to 8.5 range. You have really good English. You have a lot of vocabulary. I can tell that you're very familiar with the English language. You know a lot of idioms, expressions. You used quite a few of them in your responses. They were accurate. I can tell that they weren't forced. You weren't trying to say an idiom just to say an idiom, but you actually used it naturally. You have some places where your grammar becomes a little bit awkward. So it sounds just a little bit off. Make sure that when you're practicing your speaking, you record your answers and catch those phrases, catch those sentences that just have a slightly awkward grammar. That's what's keeping you from getting a full mark. Okay?
Okay.
So pay attention to that. There were just a couple places where I was like, it's just a little bit weird. But most of it was quite good. So don't take me wrong. Most of it was quite good. Okay. All right. So how can society ensure their community is kept clean? You said, I think that the most efficient method for society to remain their community. This would be an example of a misused word. It's not remain their community, to maintain their community or to keep their community. Okay, so remain would be a poor word choice. There's to keep their community hygienic and clean is to take steps locally, and then you switch to once you can. I mentioned this to a couple of volunteers before. Stay away from that you. Yeah, stay away from that you. So once people or once citizens, right? Citizens would be a good noun for this question. So once citizens can keep their homes clean, they can focus on maintaining their community by planting trees, picking up garbage, and using bicycles instead of cars for commute. Okay. In my town, people drive as little as possible, even if it's not true. Okay, people drive as little as possible to reduce air pollution.
Okay.
All right, so it doesn't have to be real. So keep the answer simple, keep away from you, pay attention to those slightly awkward grammar parts of your speech and misused words, and you'll be fine. Okay, you're definitely on the right path. I have a feeling that once you get into an English speaking community, you said that you want to study abroad, so once you go to the UK, Australia, US, wherever you'd like to go, and you spend a bit of time there, I think that your English is going to become flawless when you hear the native speakers around you for a while. So that's the good news. Okay, let's do a little bit of repetition. Are you ready? I'm going to read this and then copy after me. And this is for everybody, so everybody should practice this. I think that the most efficient method for society to keep their community hygienic and clean is to take steps locally. Once citizens can keep their homes clean, they can focus on maintaining their community by planting trees, picking up garbage, and using bicycles instead of cars for commute. In my town, people drive as little as possible to reduce air pollution. How can society ensure that their community is kept clean?
I think that the most efficient method for society to keep their community hygienic and clean is to take steps locally. Once citizens can keep their homes clean, they can focus on maintaining their community by planting trees, picking up garbage, and using bicycles instead of cars for their commute. In my town, people drive as little as possible to reduce air pollution.
Okay, good. Now, I do know that one reason you might have used the wrong word a couple of times is because you were really trying hard to paraphrase the question, and you did well for the most part. So the last question that I asked you, for example, and I picked up on that, the examiner will catch that. So I asked you, what can people do to keep their neighborhoods clean or something? And then you said surroundings. Yeah. Oh, sorry, this one here. So what are the consequences of a dirty neighborhood? And then you said, well, dirty surroundings. So you paraphrase neighborhood with the word surroundings. And that was a good paraphrase. So your neighborhood, that is your surroundings. Yeah, definitely. So good paraphrase. If you're not 100% sure about the paraphrasing, don't paraphrase it. Then just use the same word. Your English is good enough anyway. Okay, so only paraphrase if you're 100% sure, like here, that it's accurate. Okay? All right.
Got it.
Good. So keep up the good studies, Isulu, and I hope that you realize your dream through English. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, have a nice day in Kazakhstan. Bye.
Goodbye.
All right, that was Isulu. What a lovely name as well. Okay, everybody. So that's what you need to do for part 3. Pay attention to the questions, use the questions, paraphrase the questions when you can, but if you're not sure of the paraphrasing, then just simply use the same words at the beginning of your answer as what they are in the question, okay? And give an answer, explanation, example. Do not overthink your answers, okay? This IELTS is not meant to be rocket science. It's not meant to be a master's or a doctorate dissertation. So do not overthink it. Think about, what would most people say, right? Students, that's all the time I have for today. Thank you to all of our lovely volunteers. Thank you, Carolina, for moderating the chat. Make sure to visit us at aehelp.com for academic IELTS and gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. Like I said, basically, those are the textbooks for these live classes. So get them, get access to them. It's just like buying a book. You only pay once. It's a one-time payment. And you can use this code PRACTICE9 for a 20% discount. We just used our website, aehelp.com, for this live interaction. Have a lovely day, everybody. Have a lovely weekend. The next class will be on Wednesday at around this time. So starting at this time, at the time this class is finishing. And until then, I wish you good studies. I wish you good health. And much love to all of you, wherever you are in our great, big, beautiful world. I'm Adrian, signing out from Victoria. Bye for now.